Starting notes bent. Well, you know, you can, like, you can change notes by either going from a blow to a draw, let's say on that hole, which was a B-C hole, or moving over and using the slide to pick up that next accidental. But you can also do it without using the slide if you can start a note bent. So a normal bend, that's going down. But what if you start it bent? I'll start it first high and then take it bent. See, I'm just taking and bending them and starting them bent. Okay, so what was happening there? I was starting with a C, and instead of taking the draw, I just bent the note. Now here's the bend. Now I'll bend it down. And that's the one with the slide. So you don't have to use the slide. You can start the notes bent. Now this takes some time and some practice, and I still work on these. But let me tell you what I know about the technique. It's pretty eclectic and pretty different. Well, first of all, you play your first note straight. Now, put your mouth and your throat into the shape of a bend, which means that your soft palate, you know, tends to constrict a bit. Your tongue's going to come up, all those things, and driving from the diaphragm. And you want to give a little pulse of air and increase the airflow. Because once that, a lot of times if you don't increase the airflow, it's a much weaker note when you start it bent, because it's just the way it works. You've got to increase the air pressure when you go for that note bent. Or this is the draw instead of bent. This is the draw note. And then, and there again, I increase that air pressure, because a note that started bent is going to need a lot of air to keep resonating and give the same volume. So this is something that you can play with, and I would say if you've never really controlled bends, the place to start isn't starting them bent, but to do a bend. And that's taking a bend to a new note value and holding it. Once you can do that, then you're ready to begin starting notes bent. Now here's the draw, and now we'll bend that. This is the one with the slide. See, I'm picking up clean. And now it would be, or, had a little trouble on that one. So anyhow, this is something that you can work on, and this is kind of what my frontier right now is, because a lot of times I just, for whatever reason, I don't want to mess around with using the slide. You know. Instead of it's easier. And I kind of like the sound sometimes if I want to have something that's a little more drowsy sounding. Anyway, starting the notes bent.